be doing a story time of when I went away with my school in year 6 and I cried every single day. I cried every day, guys, so I'm going to get straight into the video because I don't want it to be long. So, we went on a Monday with the school. We went to Kilvaroo. If you didn't know, that's like near Wales and everywhere like that. So we went to Kilvaroo. I went with my friends, and the second we arrived there, we got to unpack our bags. We got to settle in, do everything like that, and we arrived at about lunchtime, I think. Then after that, we all got sorted into our groups because we chose our groups back in school. So we all got into our groups. And then we were taken into this big living room area where they explained to us what we would be doing while we were there. And they also gave us the timetables of what we would have. Some Mondays we would do just something, Tuesdays we'd go rock climbing, Wednesdays we'd go caving. So they gave us that timetable. And then we went outside in our groups and we got to do like some obstacles, because since that was the first day we arrived, we wouldn't be doing anything like big since that was the day we arrived. So we went outside and we did some obstacles. That was fun. And then after that, we were outside for about a couple of hours, so we came back and it was around dinner time, I think. So we went back and we had dinner. Throughout that entire week, I didn't really eat that much because I was very homesick, and I came home and my mum and dad noticed that I lost quite a bit of weight, so I didn't eat that much. And then we all went outside, like completely all of us together. We all went outside. I feel like I'm talking really fast. Am I talking really fast? I don't know. But yeah, we all went outside and then we were playing this game where we had to find passwords or something like that. I don't really know what was going on because I didn't really listen. Yeah, I don't really know what was going on. But then all of a sudden I just started crying. Everyone was coming up to me to see if I was alright. And yeah, that was the first night, and I cried on the first night, which, like, I was a big wimp back in year 6. But I just want to say, guys, I no longer get homesick anymore, because the past few years I've been going with my aunt, my uncle and my cousin to Wales, and that's for an entire week. But I don't get homesick anymore, really. But yeah, and that was the Monday. And the Tuesday was probably one of the best days because we didn't do, I mean, we did do something, but I didn't cry that much on that day, so. So on Tuesday we went rock climbing. I enjoyed doing this. I'm sorry if you can hear the TV, by the way, it's on in the background. But yeah, we went rock climbing and we did abseiling as well, which was alright, but I was also really scared because we were really high up. And if you guys don't know what abseiling is, you're basically just climbing down a wall holding onto a rope. And I was the last person to go on that, and my foot got stuck in one of the holes that you're supposed to put your foot in, and I couldn't get it out, and I was stuck there for like 5 minutes. But I got out eventually, and then some of the people that we were in our group, they wanted to go again. So me and my friend, we were just sitting on the rocks just watching the dolphins, because there were dolphins down by the shore. Then all of a sudden I started crying again because I just wanted to go home at that point. And then we came back home, then we had dinner. There's this thing where the groups would take turns to like put out the plates and wash up dishes. So after you finished your dinner, the group who was clearing up and like washing everything, you got to have free time. So we had free time after that. So I think I wrote a letter to my mum and dad, and the first sentence I wrote was, "I miss you so much, I want to come home." But I probably shouldn't have done that, but anyways, I can't change the past. So yeah, after dinner we went outside to play again, and then that night, I was stupid on that night, because basically because like we have a big field in front of the house that we were staying in, and there were stairs leading, like, there was a big field like across, and then after the field there were some stairs leading down into a more bigger field with with like the woods, and it was pitch black down there, and somebody said that that was the Slender Man's home slash place or something like that, and I actually believed them, so I didn't want to go down there, but I was just with my friends. We were just running around, and then we somehow got into the woods down at the bottom, which was Slender Man's home, and I was scared because it was pitch black. You couldn't see anything, and I couldn't even see my friends, and then all of a sudden I heard this rustle in the bush, and I ran for my life. I literally ran out of there, and I just sat on the steps because I couldn't see my friends, and I was just trying to like see like where are they. But yeah, that happened, and that was the Tuesday. And the Wednesday was the worst day of the week because we went to caving. So because we went caving, we had to change. So like we would have our normal clothes on underneath, and we'd have like waterproof clothes, like a jacket, waterproof trousers, boots, everything like that. So we went to caving. Yeah, the reason why this was the worst day is because I kept falling over, and this was also the day I cried the most. Like 95% of the time I was crying about my mum and dad, but about 5% was me crying because I hurt my leg tripping over a rock. But yeah, so we were caving, and we were going in quite deep as well. So we got to like the end of the cave, but there was like a little bit that you could go in, but to get into that bit there was like this, I don't know what it's called. So you know the post box in a door? It was like that, but it was big enough for you to fit through, obviously. So we were all being pushed in there, and I fell on my face, which really hurt. And then the last thing I remember was that now this was true, this was what the people called this bit. There was a big cliff in the cave, and that was called the Slender Man's Cliff, believe it or not. So we had to like try and crawl like on our hands and knees and like literally lying down. We had to crawl through that, and me and my friend, we both got stuck. So we had to get pulled out. And then on the way back, I kept falling over, I kept crying. My PE teacher had to look after me because he was just, I think I annoyed him because I was crying so much. Yeah, I cried a lot, and because I fell over a lot, my clothes were damp and wet on the inside, so I literally had no spare clothes with me. I had to go home in wet clothes, which wasn't fun at all. And then the worst part was we had these changing rooms outside the cave on like a field area. There was a girls' changing side and there was a boys' changing side. There was no room for me to go in the girls' changing side because there was so many people. I had to sit on the edge of the boys' changing side, and then I was the last person to get out because obviously I couldn't change because there was no room. But then I went on to the boys' side. And then I realised I forgot my shoes back at the house. So since I was the last one to get out, they were all waiting for me in the van. Then the guy who was like, I don't know, the guy who was looking after us, the people who owned the house and like owned all the activities and stuff, he got mad at me and he literally shouted at me, and I don't know why he shouted at me because I only had to walk like 5 steps to the van, then we'd be driving home. So it's not like we had to walk home. I only had to take 5 steps to get into the van, and he shouted at me. So yeah. So that was that night. I think this was the night where we had to like dish out all like the food for dinner. And then every night we would have chocolate milk or like hot chocolate. For some reason I hated hot chocolate back then and chocolate milk. I don't know why I hated it so much, but now I love it, and I don't know what was wrong with me back then. Because I cried all the time, I hated hot chocolate and chocolate milk, I believed in stupid stuff. I'm not like that anymore, alright? So that was me back then, because I was people saw me as a very innocent little shy girl, but really I'm not anymore. That's just me, alright? It's just me. But yeah. And then Thursday, this was the least day I cried because we went canoeing. We got partnered up with our partners, obviously. So we weren't allowed to choose our partners, so yeah, we'd get partnered up. And we were canoeing, so we had to have put a lot of layers on because, you know, we might fall into the water or anything. But I didn't fall into the water, which was good. What's the time? It is 5 o'clock. Yeah, as you can see right there. Yeah, we weren't allowed to choose our partners, so we got into the canoe and we did all sorts of activities. I think we did Simon Says, and there was one where we had to tip our head in the water, which I didn't do. There was one where we had to stand up, which I did, but I was this close to falling, actually falling off. But yeah, and then my partner, somehow, I don't know how, he fell into the water and he was soaked. And I kind of just stared at him. I probably should have helped him, but I just kind of left it because he was swimming to the edge. So I had no partner after that. I kind of had to go on my own. But then this reason, I was actually crying because I had I can't speak today. I was actually crying because I had a really bad headache. But then about 10 minutes later I was crying because I was homesick. So then after that, I think we went to this little lake thing where it was shallow enough for us to walk in because we had our wellies on, I think. So it was oh my god, it was shallow enough for us to walk in that, so we went there. The last day, I cried on that day as well, even though we were going home on that day, and that was kind of stupid of me. And I was crying in the morning, and all of my friends were getting really annoyed at me. On that day also, we had to get up really early. That day we went to the seaside, and I only cried in the morning. I didn't cry anywhere else. Because I think every day I cried in the morning, in the middle of the day, and at the night, apart from Friday. If that makes sense. But yeah, so we went to the seaside, and we didn't really do anything there. We just kind of walked around. I stayed with my friend, and then we came home on the coach. And then when I saw my mum, my dad, I cried again. I feel like I said mum 2 times just then. Yeah, I cried again when I saw them, and I was such a big weenie and a big wimp. I was such a big wimp. I was so sensitive and innocent back in year 6. I may be now, but honestly, I actually don't care, to be honest. If you get what I mean, you probably don't, but anyways. And yeah, that was the story of me crying every day when I went to Kourou. If we had school trips at school, going to Paris or Disneyland or something like that in Paris, I would go. And I wouldn't cry because I'd be out because yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was supposed to upload yesterday because my friend wanted me to, so I was gonna upload yesterday, and I did film yesterday as well, but I was filming on my phone and I didn't have enough storage. I never have enough storage because right now I'm filming on my dad's iPad, and this is what I've been filming on in the past few videos. So yeah, I feel like I have to get my own iPad now, but still, you never know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to, please give it a big thumbs up, and please comment down below if you want to hear more story times that have been going on in the past. And yeah, so yeah. And also, I will be coming up with a birthday haul soon, since it is my birthday next week. Well, actually the week after next week, but on a Tuesday. Yeah, birthday haul will be coming up, so I need one video to do, so just comment down below what you want me to do. I would do challenges, but I kind of need a friend to do that with me, and my friends don't usually come around to my house. So if you want me to do something, then just comment down below and I'll do it next week, and then the week after I could do my birthday haul. And yeah, so I will see you guys in my next video. See ya!